Resilience Radio.
Oceanside's most wanted evening show every Thursday, 4:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Larry, and we is Resilience Radio.
Why you gotta sound so ghetto?
What's going on, y'all? What is that?
Oh, it's my Snapchat.
Snapchat sucks. Got a delayed repeat. And I'm with my girl, Bella in the house.
Bella,
and the quitter.
Hello.
Oh, here we go. It's
Her.
Jamie, not the quitter. That is not my name.
This one.
Do you see how he treats me?
I treat you good.
Respectful.
Racist.
Racist.
Yeah,
I ain't
it.
said
He is
nothing about
racist.
red people.
Red because I'm wearing red, or red because that's my undertone of my skin, or red because that's the natural color of my hair.
Or she got her nails
She
red.
started a whole new ethnic group. We got white, black, and red. And brown.
I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, what up, you guys? What up? Happy Thursday. So, Bella, tell us what we're going to talk about today.
Disobeying our parents.
Alright. Well,
Uh-oh.
2 out of 3 of us here are parents, so I think this will be a good topic. And, why don't you tell, this is your first time on the show? Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
What? I'm from Oceanside. I
Okay.
attend group.
Which group?
I attend Resilience,
Alright.
and I love eating.
What you like to eat? Wait, first of all, we're going to talk about how much you like to eat, because why are you even doing the show right now?
I'm doing the show to get a burrito that Jamie told me. She's like, if you get on the show, I will give you a burrito, and I will.
But it's worth it, because we getting a burrito at a, what is it called? Delberto's?
Yeah, the burrito.
And they're like as big as your arm, so
Yeah.
it's worth it, 45 minutes of your time for a burrito.
I
And-
think you sell out. That's what I think.
Anyways, how old are you?
Sold out for a burrito. You should have told her to give you the money.
Hey, don't give her no idea. She's here already.
She already on now.
She's already here. And you can't walk out. Doors are locked until 5:30.
What?
Locked doors.
We gotta
What
eat
time is it?
You gotta talk into the...
What time is it? 4:40?
Or 1 million viewers.
And I'm not walking out until when?
5:30.
Why?
Because that's when the show's over. Anyways.
Okay, I'm out.
How old are you?
How old do you guys think I am?
I'm not asking. We
Playing that
know.
grown woman. You don't tell
We
your
know.
13-year-old self.
We trying to let the audience know.
I am 15 years old.
All right.
15 years old.
A new 15, right? You just turned 15. Okay.
When happy birthday. I missed your
No.
birthday.
Well, not like just like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
okay.
year ago.
A
No.
year ago, you
When's your
did-
Yes, it was a year ago. Last year.
Like
No.
at the end of 2019.
Last year and a year ago was two different things.
Thank you.
Same shit.
It's not the same thing, and don't cuss.
Yeah.
Beep.
That's 1/3 of your burrito gone.
No, it's, who's gonna know?
We gon' cuss. We talk about
We got 1
disobeying.
million viewers over here listening to you right now. Half of America done heard you.
You gotta beep yourself out. But so why do you feel like the topic of disobeying parents is relevant or is important to be talking about? Are you struggling with it?
I mean, yeah, myself I am, because I do struggle obeying my mom's rules, staying home or past curfew. It's a big one. Much thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a struggle with it? Cause you recently got off and graduated probation successfully, which is big ups to you for that. So was it something easier about obeying? Cause you had curfew with probation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it easier to obey curfew with them than it is with your mom?
No.
It was the same.
I mean, it was easier to obey probation than my mom,
Why?
because now that I'm off, it's like I don't have to be watching my back. And if I go out past curfew, they're not gonna do anything. You never go out past curfew, like with my mom. it's like she won't do anything either, but it's like, you know, it's kind of the same, I guess.
How do you think it makes your mom feel when you when she sets? Well, first of all, why do you think she even sets the rules? Like, do you feel like it's to control you? Do you feel like it's for your benefit? Do you feel like it's just because she wants to?
Well, it's because, like, you know, I'm her daughter. I'm her oldest daughter. And, you know, and it's like she loves me and cares for me, you know. And it's just that, you know, that she has a reason to, you know. If she says I should be home in a specific time, I should be home in a specific time, you know. Yeah.
Larry over here
Carry on, carry
breaking
on.
stuff. Chris, if you're listening, that was Larry.
Chris, if you're listening, we have a snitch in the radio station.
I'm just saying, there's only 3 of us in here, and it wasn't Bella, and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But so okay, how do you? So you feel like you do see the value in or the benefit in why your mom is setting those rules is for because she cares.
Just for my own
She's
good.
worried about you. She wants to make sure. You know, at the end of the day, you're 15. You don't need to be out in the streets.
And I've been doing good so far, though. I know I have bumps here and there, but I've been doing good. No.
What do you think it makes your mom feel like when she asks you, Bella, be home at 8 o'clock and you're not?
What do I think she feels?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know she's worried because, for an example, when I was like on the run, she couldn't sleep because she didn't know where I'm at. She can't sleep because she doesn't know where I'm at, if I'm safe or not, or if I'm alive or not. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one. So some, you know, she goes on my phone and stuff. Sometimes she just gives up and stops texting me or calling me because she's like, "What's the point? She's not gonna answer," you know. But I eventually come back.
So why not if you are gonna stay out and not come home or not respect her rules as far as curfew? We're just using curfew as an example of rules. Why not just shoot her a text? Like, you're already out, so why not shoot a text or give her a call and let her know, like, I'm not coming home?
I ain't obeying your rules, but I'm okay.
I mean, if you
Basically.
I'm saying if you know that those are the feelings that she feels, and you know that she's worried about, I mean, you being alive, that's a big deal for a parent to be worried about. Why not? I mean, it's not like she can know she's not gonna know where you're at. Why not shoot her a text or something, let her know, like, I'm good, but I'm staying out. Like, why make her worry like that?
That never
even more?
came to my mind to tell her that, but I never tell her I'm not gonna be home because I feel like it's gonna worry her more.
Worry her more than her not knowing if you alive or not? Or
wait, what?
Like, so with you not telling her that you're just ignoring her, that's gonna make her know
More
that
worried.
Yeah, she's gonna be more worried.
I mean, I
right?
text her back, but I don't know.
I was just wondering if you was trying to gauge like what you think, because not everybody might think that the parent of what your parents are feeling when you are breaking a curfew or you aren't. You know, they don't know what's going on with you. How would it make you feel, Larry, if hypothetically, if you asked your child to be home at a certain time, you had no communication with them, you didn't know what was going on? Like, you gave them permission to go out somewhere, but you told them, hey, be home by 10 o'clock. And come 10 o'clock, they're not home. No correspondence, no nothing. What emotions are going to go through you as a parent, as a dad, specifically, if it was your daughter?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, damn.
How dumb.
Be honest.
I am honest. I don't know what emotional feeling I would have. I have not experienced that.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter that lives at home is 11.
Oh, okay.
But I had a teen son who's now grown, has his own kids and everything. Today he's sitting in a prison cell. But during his high school years, he stayed with me, and it didn't work for these type of reasons.
Disobeying or not respecting your rules?
See, to me, I don't like rules. And so I don't enforce rules on other people. I think, let me explain what I mean by that. I think that rules are set in place to guide, not restrict.
Okay.
It's to guide you to, you know, if you can follow particular rules, what it does is it instills character, it builds trust, it builds reliability. I can rely on people who can respect the rules, so that when there is a rule that is broken, if it's not broken deliberately, I can accept that. I got a teenage son. He just yesterday, he called me and wanted to go to a friend's house so they can go practice basketball. He plays on the basketball team for his school. So I said, yeah, go ahead. What he didn't tell me was that he had to walk from his school all the way from Madison to Grapevine.
How far is that?
Well, for a 14-year-old kid that ain't never walked the streets by itself, it's too far away from me.
Yeah.
Second, when I consider the neighborhood you're getting ready to go walk through, I have a problem with that. They're going to play ball at John Landis Park. You know, this dude don't know nothing. When he walk over there, all he see is kids getting off the school bus.
Right. He's not aware of the culture and the
You know,
dynamics and
don't
all
know.
that's going on.
That's all he see, you know. He don't know the 4 different type of rivals that collide
Yeah,
right
they come
there.
to that part. Right.
You know, and they don't make, you know, so anyway, so we talked about it, you know, and I told him that I had expected more out of him, because certain rules that are put in place, but then there's rules that they're not written or rules in your house. You have to use your common sense. You got to know, when you know who your kids is, you expect a certain thing. When your kids know who your parents are, you ought to know what your parents expect out of you. And sometimes just because your parents didn't tell you something, it don't give you the go ahead to do what you want.
Right. Right.
You ought to do what you expect your parents, what your parents expect out of you. And he
a good
did
point.
something that he know that I didn't expect out of him. And I asked him, you didn't think that you thought it was cool, but what did you think I would have thought? You know what I'm saying? And he did not consider that. And so,
You wanna tell us what he
it
did?
never happened. I just told you.
Okay.
He walked from school.
Oh, that part was the part. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from
Got it. He
Lake-
forgot to, he failed to mention that was part of the
Plan.
plan.
right.
Okay.
So he and the reason why he did it was he knew that if he called me and said, "Hey man, this kid's mom's not coming to get us. Can you give me a ride?"
Him and his friend walked.
Yeah.
He
So
would have known that you would. So what would you have done if he would have called? If he would have said
he
that?
asked me, "Would you have given us a ride?" I said, "No."
Then?
But that's why he didn't
What
call
you
me.
mean then? Then you don't go. Then you go home.
That's why he didn't call
She
me.
said then.
Because he
But
he
you
put.
give him permission to go.
I gave him permission to go. Yes.
Then why? And then if he calls, why aren't you gonna give him a ride?
Because that's not what our agreement was. The expectation was that the kid that he was going over his house with, his parents supposed to pick him up from the school. But his parents wasn't coming. That's the part he left out. He didn't say that part. And he didn't call me because he knew that I was going to say no. See,
Don't be young.
no, that's good. I'm about to give her this work right now. See,
Disrespectful.
see this, no. See, this is where your mentality is.
Yeah.
Your mentality is you don't look at it like, I mean, you wasn't going to take me, so I'm just going to walk, right? Right?
Yeah.
But Would your parents have wanted you to do that walk?
I don't know.
You don't know. That's why you call. So you find out what you don't know.
I do though. I do call my mom. I call my mom. I'm like, can you take me here? And she's like, no, take the bus. So I take the bus.
Okay. So if you was in my house, if you was my daughter, and you know I'm not going to give you a ride over there, but I will pick you up and take you home.
I know, but I'm not gonna walk regardless because I'm not.
Because you're lazy.
Yeah.
But let's just say that you ain't lazy and you really want to go somewhere.
Then I'm gonna walk.
Yeah. And you're not going to call your parents because you don't want to hear your parents say, no, you can't go. Have you ever did that?
Yes.
Not ask your parents something because you know they're not going to agree with it.
Yes.
Right. And you so what you do is you put what you want to do before their concerns about what you're getting ready to do. So you don't allow them to know. You just go do it.
Yeah.
What kind of respect do you call that?
Disrespectful.
So what if your parents do stuff like that with you? I'm not going to tell Bella that we're getting ready to go do something like go to Disneyland.
Oh, with all my family besides me.
Right.
I mean, I won't feel like shit.
Right.
I'm gonna feel like crap. I'm gonna feel like crap, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what they feel like.
Sorry, guys,
So my
she's
question is when you know they feel like that, why you continue to do what you do? Because I think this is what I think.
Your agenda, I think your agenda is more important at that moment than how
Right.
your loved ones feel.
Right. I don't think that that kids do it to deliberately be disrespectful.
No, they do it to
I do it because they're selfish
yeah, they do
and they
it
can't
during the
control
moment.
that.
I agree. And I don't even think, and I know right now we're talking about disobeying parents, but I think a lot of adults are like that too, as far as,
Absolutely.
you know, a lot of people are very in the moment and will make decisions in their selfishness, not deliberately to maliciously hurt somebody else,
Mhm.
but because in that moment, that momentary satisfaction is better than trying to think about how it's going to impact everybody around you. But I know we talk about this a lot in group, and Rob always does a really good job of explaining it, is like we sit and say we love our parents, we love our siblings, we respect our parents, but then we do deliberately or indeliberately do things that are not making them feel like that. What up, Julianne?
What's up?
No, there's no, she can sit right there.
Ooh, the new chairs.
I know, it's
The new
nice. Huh?
everything.
And I think there's some things that, I don't know. I've had a couple incidents that Larry knows because I was texting them the other night where, you know, my daughter's 14 now. And so there's a lot of things that are coming up that I've been expecting but are still hard to deal with. And the other night we had this happen where what is that sound? Where her phone was off. I didn't know where she was at. She wasn't where she was supposed to be. And it was like pushing midnight. And she's 14. That shouldn't be happening. So I know in my mind that most likely she's okay and she's probably just kicking it with people she didn't ask to kick it with. But as a parent, and with my experiences in just life, my thoughts go directly to the worst case scenario automatically. So I'm not even angry at first. I'm more just worried. I'm just like, I don't know if she's in a trunk somewhere. I don't know if she's in a ditch somewhere. I don't know if she's about to train. I don't know what is going on. And so and then when I find out that she's okay and all it was her phone was in charge, then I'm mad. And I'm like, how could you not? We got so many outlets, so many chargers. You could use a phone, ask somebody to just let me know that you're okay. And so that's why I was asking, like, what runs through your head? If you know your mom is worried about your livelihood, why put her through that?
So what is the topic?
Disobeying your parents.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
big one. Kinda, yeah, basically.
And we're just talking about one specific example of like breaking curfew or not being home when your parents.
I've never really had a curfew until I got put on curfew.
Oh, that doesn't have to be what it is. Just like the topic in general of why disobey your parents. I mean,
honestly, I don't really necessarily think you're like that's in the child's mind that alright, I'm just gonna not like talk to them. They don't even need to hear. You know what I mean? They're probably just like how you said, phone died. Probably with somebody that they don't want them being with, or they're probably drunk and can't call.
They're probably drunk.
That's how I am sometimes. I don't want to call my mom because I am drunk.
So you don't want to call your mom because you're drunk and you know you don't want.
Even I will call her sometimes when I'm drunk, but it's like most of the time I don't call her when I'm drunk. I either sober up or I don't come home.
Yeah, like I have to try and sober up.
That's all right.
Jamie's not taking pictures.
let me take the pictures. Sorry, I'm trying to get some good. Y'all don't.
Chelsea.
She only get a farewell pictures.
Well, that's what I'm. Wait, what?
I have. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, so basically, like, not necessarily. Okay, yes, yeah. They're probably on this, something of a substance. They're probably on a substance, and they're probably like, I cannot talk to them, basically. You know what I mean?
You can't text them.
I can't do
Oh, I
This is-
can't.
this is interesting to me. This is interesting to me. I'm gonna tell you what's interesting.
What's so much?
Is that we're talking about not calling your parents past curfew.
Or sometimes you forget.
Yeah, right. That's some BS.
I forgot.
Yeah,
no,
your mom-
I actually
your mom
really
tells
forgot.
you-
No, you're supposed to be home at a
Brutally,
certain time.
honestly, well, I didn't have a curfew, but my dad's like checking with me. Sometimes I would forget.
Okay, like a check-in, I could, cause I just put that law down with my daughter today.
So-
Like check in with me every 2 hours, text. So
Yeah, that's
I know.
exactly
So you
what I'm
forget
saying.
if he told you to be home at 6 and you say, "Oh, I
No, she
forgot,"
said she
and
didn't have a curfew though.
I don't really.
It was just checking in.
I didn't
with him.
either
You've been had a curfew since I knew you.
because I was on probation.
Yeah, now we
So-
have a curfew. I have a
Oh,
curfew.
see,
'cause I'm on
you
probation.
had a curfew. You just never honored the curfew.
Well, I'm under the curfew
Even
now.
when I was on probation, my curfew was at 6.
When you wasn't
o'clock.
on probation.
I didn't. I.
Your
I,
mama
No, I had.
expect you
I
to
had.
be.
I had. She was like. You have to be home by when the sun sets. Dark.
Right. When
You
the
know,
street
I did-
lights come
I
on,
did. Street
you
light-
better be at home.
Oh, that
I did
was
though.
that was
Right.
when I
I did
was in like middle school. That's when my dad said to me, my brother.
You just got out of middle school.
Not honestly, no.
She's
I mean, you ain't been in middle school
She's a senior. You're a senior, right?
I'm a junior.
Junior.
4 years ago.
But it's still
Got out
like
of
not
eighth
that-
grade 3
okay,
years
but
ago.
this is the thing. I am 16.
Back in the
That's-
day, Larry.
Yeah, I was back in the day. No, but I am 16.
I
So
mean, how
I'm like
far-
young. Like it's not gonna be like 20 years away.
Look.
Yes, it was middle school. It was just right around the
It's
corner.
2020. It's 2020. If you had a 2017 car,
Oh, I
that's
did.
still new.
No, but do you know what I'm trying to say?
That's a
It's
new car.
What I'm
Let her
trying to say
finish her
is like
thought.
I am 16. Of course, it's not gonna be 20 years away. It's gonna be right around the corner because I am still young.
Yeah, we're
Like-
done here.
So
Yeah.
we're old.
You guys are old grandmas.
yeah.
So we're
Grandma.
old. We're old. That's what you're saying.
No.
I'm only 31, fool. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about
Yeah,
Larry,
fool.
How old are you, Larry?
Old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh,
you're
no,
not.
no.
I don't have
I'm
grandpas,
41.
okay? My mom is 40.
My dad
So I'm
is
really bad at
59 and my mom is 49.
Really?
And I just had a little sister who was barely even 2 on my pop side. Crazy, huh?
That is crazy.
How old is what?
Huh?
What?
Your
What is
dad's 59. How old's your little sister?
She's like 1.5.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
He's driven.
But she's
So-
a blessing, so I love that little girl.
But let me tell you what was interesting to me. He said they're probably not calling because they're probably out.
That's what she
drunk.
said.
Yeah.
And you
Both of
agreed.
And you agreed.
But
you
I
even
did-
put yourself in and
I
said,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agreed.
Yeah, I'll call
Okay, let
because-
us finish this thought. Hold on.
No,
'cause I want to hear what he's saying.
I'm trying to figure out how do we just jump to, well, they're probably been called because they're drunk.
Well, I mean, kids
And you're
Her experience.
15 and
Our
you're,
experience.
what,
That's
17,
their
16,
experience.
17?
Well, that's some of my experience, and also kids do experiment. Like, what do you expect in a world like this? Like,
What do your parents expect at 15?
Well, for us to call, yes.
Do they expect you to drink?
Or how about?
I
if-
didn't drink it since I was 11,
If I was a,
You
if I
wasn't
was a
drinking
mother,
with your mama at
if I
11.
was a
I
mother-
drank her beer when I was 11.
But did she know?
Did she know?
Yes, she did.
She didn't give it to you.
It was on the counter.
She didn't.
So
give
you
it to
took it.
I know.
No,
There's a
because like if
difference.
I was a mother,
She gave me
of
beer
course,
before,
like in my mind, if I was a mother to a daughter's teenager or whatever, of course I'm gonna be like, oh, well, she's obviously gonna try something. Like, well, I'm not. My child is definitely not gonna be the most perfect child, but if she is, God bless me. But that is to, you know what I mean? Obviously, in my mind, I'm gonna be like, oh, she's probably out doing that, doing something I don't necessarily want her doing. But dude, she's young. She's a
Okay,
kid. It's
so
gonna happen.
knowing
Listen.
that, how would that? Okay,
Look.
go ahead.
No, see,
Look.
you talking because you haven't raised that kid. When you raise that kid, you ain't gonna be talking like that.
I just
Because
said
you're going
if I was
to-
a mother.
Amen.
No, you said if you was a mother and she and
I had
she's
a daughter,
she's probably gonna be out there.
Well, yeah,
I don't want her to do
did you
that.
fully hear me? Like, of course, I don't want her necessarily doing that. I'm gonna be like, dang, why? Like, but there's gonna be that day she tries it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
Not necessarily all children.
Well, yeah, well, exactly.
But if you're, so this is not even on topic, but if I think so when you say that, I'm thinking like if you have this experience that you have as a parent, isn't that knowledge to like you have to that baby doesn't come out as a teenager.
Well, yeah.
The baby comes out as a baby that
As a
you
baby.
instill
I
morals
mean,
and you
we-
instill
we-
certain things
like,
in.
oh, I should since I had that, I could be more on top of my
So,
kid.
if-
Honestly, for me, if I were to have a kid, I'm gonna be on him and her, but I'm not gonna be that parent. Like,
No,
But if you
you're
had a-
saying that now.
But once the baby grows
Because
up,
you're
okay,
not
but there
that
probably
parent.
is gonna be a point where I'm hella strict. Ooh, my bad, no cuss words. I'm gonna be strict, but I'm gonna really think to myself and be like, I didn't need to be that so on.
Okay,
them.
but if you are a strict parent, then that would imply that you have certain expectations on your child.
well, of course, yeah, but
So, okay, if you had those expectations on your child, and again, using the example of not contact, if you're gonna be out all night and you don't contact a parent, if you have that expectation because that's how you raise your child is to know, call me, if something happens, call me, let me know where you're at,
Mhm.
If they don't do that, how is that going to make you feel?
Well, I also want my child to be able, if they is drunk or if they is on something or if they're
And
in a
if they
bad
don't.
situation.
Right, I'm
But
the same way.
this is like if they feel like good that they can calm me.
That's how I
yeah,
am.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so answer my question. So if they don't, if you have that rapport with you, because I told my daughter the same thing. I want you to call me if you're in a
Yeah.
bad situation. Know that I am the one.
Was
parent
she in a
that can
bad situation?
help.
Her phone
Was
dead.
she?
Yeah.
No, but she was scared because she could have been in a bad situation.
Okay, well.
So
I get
I'm
your
saying,
point,
how
yeah.
would you feel if you had that open relationship with your child, and they still chose to disobey you in a way to
I would
not
just
not
try,
respect?
maybe that connection fully isn't there for that child. Because if you're gonna be a strict parent, at the end of the day, they don't want to get that backlash. Like, well, you're out doing this, that. It's too
But you gonna get it anyway, because you're gonna come home at some point anyway.
Well, yeah, but at the end of for me, I would like try and build that connection more. I'm
You
gonna
gotta answer my question. How? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's
Forget
the
you being the parent. How do you think it makes your parents feel when they are trying? Because Bella and I talked about her mom. She knows her
Well, I
mom.
don't do it no more.
But
Honestly,
When you did.
I did it like a couple days ago.
how do you think it made? Okay. So how do you do?
So
Don't do it no
basically-
more.
No, because I don't even have a phone right now, so it is a little bit hard for me. And when I was at my homegirl's house, she didn't have any service or Wi-Fi, so we had to walk to go get it. I was at her house for a couple days, and then I get a text on Snapchat from my brother like contact mom and dad. I was like, oh crap, like I really actually forgot. So I contacted him. I'm like,
You
"Dad, of
know
course."
you got parents at home.
Well,
How do
yeah,
you
but they're
forget
not.
that
Because
they're?
I forget that. I don't know. That's just me. I forget sometimes
You
because.
forget that you not at home.
Well, because
today.
if I'm safe,
They were sitting on the street,
You'll
would
be
you forget?
forgetting to go. You'll be forgetting that you going anywhere until you can learn to remember.
Remember.
well, I did
No.
remember
But here-
actually, and then
here-
I called him, and of course he gave me that little talk like, "Oh, you can't be doing this. How old are you now?" And like, come on, this is unacceptable. Like, I'm not done, Jamie. It is, yes, now that you're saying it, it is a little bit disrespectful. Like, they worry about you. Like, that's my father, you know what I mean? But sometimes I be wondering where he at, too. So it's like...
So it's a learned behavior, sound like.
Well,
Or an
like I
example.
said, if when you're raising someone, you start off caring, and they get to a point where you release them, that they're walking on their own, so now you're guiding. And then they get a little older to where they know how to talk and process things. So now you're trying to teach them. You're in the stage where you're understanding and you're allowing people to develop their own personalities. But everything that their personality is going to, at this point, experience is everything based off how you raised them and the values and worth that you instilled into them. Here's the thing as a parent. Whatever you have done and empower your kids, those are the things you expect them to operate from. So at the moment they stop operating out of that, that is when you don't look at it and say, well, they're a teen. No, because you didn't raise them to say, well, they're a teen. You raised them to know how to decide and how to process certain situations that you're in. So that when they get in a particular situation, they can think, to say, well, let me, well, I know my dad ain't gonna go for this. And so now they have to make a decision based off of what they want to do and what their dad or their mother won't tolerate. So I had, before you came in, I had used my son as an example. He knew, this kid, he decides to walk, I think it's at least about 4 miles from his school, but
It's a long walk.
well, he walks 4 miles from his school to go play some basketball with his friend. Yes, I gave him permission to go to his friend's house from school. What he didn't tell me was they had to walk over there. I was always under the impression when he told me, yeah, I'm going to go to Ty's house, or whatever, or Julian's house, or I'm going to go wherever he was going. He said that I was always under the impression that this kid's mother was coming to the school to pick them up. So he failed to tell me that. So at dinner last night, we was discussing it. And it just happened to come out to him, and we had to walk all the way over the Grapevine. I said, what? Hold on. You walked from where? He said, well, we walked from school. I said, you walked from Madison all the way to Grapevine. Yeah, we had to pick up his little brother. And then you walked home to his house. He said, yeah. And I said, well, why you didn't call me? He said, well, would you have taken us? I said, no.
Exactly.
Then,
Yeah, like
No, I wouldn't have did all that.
that's exactly what Bella said. Well, then, like
Right.
that's the wrong. No.
But-
Well,
And-
yes,
but here's
it's
the thing.
right answer. Like,
What he
think
knew,
about it.
what he said was, would you have taken us? I said, no.
Think about it.
I know,
Exactly.
I know.
But if
let,
he
let me
would-
get you to understand what his
Right.
mentality was. He knew that I was not going to take him,
Exactly.
but he really wanted to go.
Exactly.
But what he knew was that that it was inappropriate for him. It would have been inappropriate from my standpoint for him to walk there. So he knew
But
he
he
should
wanted to
have.
do it.
But he knew he never should have did this walk. And if he was going to walk, he should have told me he was. He just texted me, can I go over to my friend's house?
and what did you say?
So that's
Yeah.
it's a way to manipulate the situation to say, yeah, I got, but you said I could go over here, but missing the whole, knowing that he would have not allowed him to walk there. Just and so y'all saying because y'all agree, like,
See,
well then
See,
you
here's
take
the
it into
thing.
your own hands, but that's not. Y'all are not grown.
see, here's the thing.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
No, you don't.
No,
you
see, but that's why.
That's like for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a quick question. There's $1 billion up on Mountain not Mount Everest,
Mountain.
like a mountain, and your kids are like, no, you're gonna die. This, and that. You're gonna die.
But my kids are not in charge of what I do on a
Alright.
day-to-day basis. Your
Well,
parents are responsible and in charge of you until you're 18.
How I look at it is we're all our own person, and there's gonna be one day when my pops is old and I'm up here gonna be wiping his butt. Like, come on, so there he could give me
That's
a little.
totally
If
not.
you
that's
don't
totally
get
besides the
your
point.
No, it's not.
responsibilities
We're all
together.
our own human beings. At the
And
end
that's
of the day,
cool.
you
That's
can't-
cool.
That's
But
like
then
if
don't.
you were still being being in charge of, like if you weren't your own person. I mean, there's a well, you guys like your kids are younger, but for me, like I feel like, but I also gave like I was respecting my dad enough to let him know that I can do it, and like
When
I
should
will-
a teen be their own person and not have any parental guidance?
what?
When they pay their
teen?
own bills and don't have to rely on their parents paying the bills or the rent or the car payments or whatever else takes for you to get
Well,
to what you
I
need
don't
to
have a
do.
car. First off,
Okay, where do you live at?
in a house,
Who pays for the house?
my pops.
Point. So
All right,
until
but
you
there's gonna be
so-
probably one time when he
okay, but
doesn't-
that time has not come
So
yet.
at the time that he can't do it,
That time ain't come yet though.
listen, at the time he can't do it, then
You guys-
how are you
I
going
just
to pull it
feel-
off?
I just feel you guys are thinking of it.
Like adults.
No, like just over exaggerated. Well, but I get your point. It is a walk, and but that's the thing. Like, you guys be child. If put you in that same exact situation, but there was like something that you wanted at your friend's house. But you obviously know your dad is not going to take you there, so can I just go over to their house? They're going to obviously find their way, you're going to get what you need, and then you're going to be like, alright, I need to get picked up, or whatever. Like, think
Okay,
about
let me
it.
ask y'all a question then, because I feel like this conversation's not getting nowhere. So
Well, it is.
let me ask y'all this question.
It's just
Do
not
you
going
feel-
in your favor.
No, it's I know my point. I know my point.
I know my point,
I know my
too.
point. Okay, so let me ask y'all this. As youth, because regardless, you can be grown, you can be your own person. End of the day, regardless, y'all don't pay the bills. So you're not your own person until you can move out on your own, support yourself. Until then, you need to abide by your parents' rules.
I agree.
Okay, y'all don't do that. So let me ask you a question. Anytime
You
you
said
violate,
y'all don't do that. I do that.
you pay all the
Not
bills.
y'all. No, but I respect my parents and their wishes. And
So your parents have never worried about you, never had to worry about where you're at, never had to
right
worry
now.
about you.
No, we're not talking
I'm
about
talking
that.
about in general.
Well, I was talking about in
I'm
general
not talking
too.
about today. I'm not
well,
talking
I'm
about
talking
today.
about in general.
All right,
too.
let me ask my question so y'all can answer it. At any point in time when you violated, got put into juvenile hall, got a new charge, got in trouble with probation, was any of that as a result of you not obeying what your parents would have asked you to do?
Or doing what they expect of you.
What?
Say that again.
Anytime throughout your period of
Yeah.
whenever, getting in any type of trouble, whether it was a new charge, a violation, getting arrested, would that have been prevented if you would have done what your parents expected you to
Yes,
do or asked
all
you to
the
do?
time. I wouldn't even be on probation if my
But
mom.
that's
Okay,
the same. Okay, but
Just
that's
answer
the
the
same.
question.
Yes or
But can
no?
you just answer this question? That's
If
the
you
same.
answer mine first,
Yes. Yes.
Spell it.
just answer the question, because every question I've asked you, you have not answered.
Yes, I have.
No, you've gone to a different direction.
Well, what I'm okay.
You still not gonna answer the question.
Yes, I don't think I need to because what I'm about to say is.
Go ahead, say what you got
Go
to say.
ahead.
So this is the
I
thing.
want my
Please,
burrito.
mate.
I want my
Please,
burrito.
People,
I
people.
want my burrito.
Oh, I want a burrito.
No, shut up.
No, you can't go.
You're not
You
answering
grown.
my question.
You can buy your own
And
burrito.
you're grown.
You
Go ahead, buy
grown.
your own burrito.
Oh yeah, but where do you guys go? Take me. But no, it's
Take
not.
you.
Yeah, why not?
Failures Radio.
Oceanside's most wanted evening show every Thursday, 4:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast.